Okay. I think then that will about do it. Okay. Come on. There we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to Mecha Mondays. I am your pilot for today, Fragath. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be playing one that's a bit near and dear to my heart. Mobile Suit Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, which is from the good old days of the PlayStation 2 era. Let's see, let's go. What? So Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam is basically the second Gundam vs. title after Federation vs. Zeon. It expands from the just the 1 year war era out to Zeta, covering the mechs from Zeta. So as you can see, we've got a whole lineup of Titans stuff here, including the O and the Cubile. Among others, we've got Zeta is in here. The double Zeta is also unlockable, although that takes some doing, and I'll get a couple of the steps done to getting that today. One of the things I'm just going to start off with an arcade run route. Shoot, what is this? F, I think. And we will go from there. One of the things I really like about the game, though, is that it's got a really in-depth like story mode, which has a bunch of what-if scenarios. Like, what if, say, for instance, Camille didn't kill any of Jared's girlfriends during the course of Zeta. I'm gonna go with the Cubile both ways until I lose, because the Cubile is friggin' beast. Unlike later iterations, oh, another thing I think that's really cute is that they've got faction-specific color schemes. So you have a Titans colors Zeta, which looks absolutely fantastic, and you've got Zeon-colored Jims and gun tanks and gun cannons, so they've got that Zaku green color, as well as the ball. I'm gonna go with the Cubile, because the Cubile is really good, until you fight something that actually requires...
Annihilate the enemy.
It's been good all day.
All hands to level 1 battle stations. Launch the mobile suits.
So it's got a really in-depth story mode. Great soundtrack. It's got all the greats, including some vocal tracks, which will probably get me in trouble later. Interesting. Did I misspell Amaro somehow? Yes. So, unlike later titles, something up, like added a space or something. There's none of this fancy boost dashing shenanigans, and another really important difference is that, unlike later titles like the original Gundam vs. Gundam and Next Plus and Extreme Versus and all that, switch him to attack from afar. Mech costs are not contained in just a limited number of brackets. Are quite expansive.
What are you doing? We can't take much more.
Well, didn't want to get hit by that, but I did. I did wrong. I can find out, because I haven't gotten a single Amaro reference. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bail out of this run, because I muffed something. Because you're supposed to play through this as a one-year war character, and just putting in their name apparently doesn't do it.
The
So you'll have to bear with me.
Come back.
It's okay. So, as I keep interrupting myself.
Crush the enemy.
High-spec mechs, like the Cubile. Return to the menu. It's going to ask if I'm sure, and I am pretty sure. High-spec mechs, like the Cubile and the Zeta and the O, are quite a bit more expensive. Let's get... no, because I'm going Xeon, so I'll make sure that I have a one-year war character. Is Red Nose in here? No, Arambarel. That's fine. That's fine. We'll go with Rambarel, because he forgot to fight. He's my boy. I'm off. This wind, this feeling.
Annihilate the enemy.
It's no Zaku, my boy. No Zaku. It's not a Zaku, it's true. This makes a Zaku look like...
Listen, don't pursue too hard.
Yeah. You can also play as Slegger. It's pretty great. Might do that if this doesn't pan out. But yeah, the arcade routes are pretty basic. It's like, okay, just go beat up and bully some stuff. Target switching is a bit more complicated. Canceling is a boatload more complicated. It's also pretty easy to friendly fire yourself into oblivion. You tend to die pretty quickly at the default settings. The Cubile being the only mobile suit that has funnels in this game. Also having really damn decent melee. But an extremely competent ranged game. As you'll see if I can stop getting hit. It's very easy to get hit in this one if you're not playing really proactively. I'm not doing a good job of that. Now, these enemies aren't dodging me all that effectively, but this too shall pass. So another thing that's in this particular title. Oh, come on. Goodbye.
Mission accomplished.
Is the Awakening system. Which people will remember from
The mission was a success. Come back.
other titles such as Extreme Versus. So in this one, there are three different awakenings you can have. One is the assault attack, which buffs your attack, mobility, which makes you speedy, and recover, which will revive you from the dead once. You can actually use it multiple times if you're that good, but your team AI has a very nasty tendency of just fucking wasting it, pardon my French. So, like every actual Gundam Versus title, a huge part of the successfully landing hits and doing damage is exploiting when they land. This is even more important. One of the disadvantages the Cubile has, though, is that it does not have a shield. So I can't do any blocking even if I wanted to. Cool things about this game and Federation vs. Xeon is that they have breakable parts. So this manifests.
You're losing ground. Get a grip.
Land, thank you. manifests by being able to break shields physically by shooting. You may have seen it just pop up in the air right there. Ow. Yeah, my AI keeps eating it, which is unfortunate. Fall to the ground. It's my ally that fell to the ground. Got him. When you use the recovery, which is automatic, recovery awakening, it's automatic, and then you'll lose a random component. Usually, you're looking at like losing an arm or a head. That tends to affect your targeting or your weapons. So you can very easily make it, if you go through multiple recoveries, you can get yourself in some pretty dire straits if you are not careful.
Listen, don't pursue too far.
Arcade mode runs are usually about 10 missions. It's either 10 or 12, I can't remember now. They're usually pretty easy to start, but they get trickier. These I'm not doing nearly as well as I should be, because I'm distracting myself.
It's an enemy pursuit force. Be careful.
You get used to it, I can tell.
Let's see. So yeah, you've got some ground Gundam and GM representatives. Very good. That is me. Oh no, you don't. Ah! Yeah, outside of all that, there's usually a couple quirks that individual mobile suits have. So the Gundam can shoot over its shoulder without turning around, which can actually save time. So targeting this one is a bit wonky, as you probably noticed. If I start facing the wrong way, I lose targeting. That is a feature they wind up getting rid of in subsequent installments. I think even as early as kill this gun cannon. I don't know who's in it, but they're dead now. But yeah, all of the high-cost units are generally very much worth it, but also,
The mission was a success. Come back.
you know,
Woman, we're going back to base.
high risk, high
Enemy
reward.
encountered in the Himalayas.
Let's see. I don't think they're gonna have me fight the Psycho Mark 1 yet. I think that's at the end.
That's what war's about.
It is what war's about. Ugh. There is still directional input for your melee. That's enough of that. Jeez Louise, that was terrible. That's not good. Because I can take about a hit, and I'm dead. Come on. Go. Making it happen. That's going to be tricky for him to dodge. And funnels actually hurt a lot. They are damn dangerous to get hit by. You do not want to get connected. You do not want funnels to hit you. At all. They are quite dangerous. The regular Jim is actually very deadly in this one as well, so I'm sort of a bit more reckless than I need to be. It's actually better, if I remember, than the GM2. Not sure if that was my kill. It was. It didn't look like that was hitting him, but it did, so we're okay.
success. Come back.
Haman, we're going back.
Enemy forces spotted at Odessa mining base. Crush the enemy.
Yes.
Moving
Win with
right
against my
along.
face. That's what war's about.
That's what war's about. Lots of funnels. So, other than, like, I think Fua stepping is viable in this, but only barely. Whoa. There's not all that much advanced tech other than doing your best to not get hit by stuff as often as possible. And to do everything in your power to ensure that you are the one doing the hitting. Ah! It landed right in front of me and I didn't even see it. That's really bad. Yeah, he isn't terrible, but it's not great either.
You're right. Mission accomplished.
There we go. He did. What'll probably wind up happening is I'll get to the
The mission was a success. Come back.
Haman,
mission where I fight a Psycho Gundam, and then I'll wind up losing horribly
we're in combat with the enemy.
because they're
in the
resistant to lasers.
woodland. Destroy the
Because
enemy
of course
forces.
they are.
Yes. The wind whipping against my face. That's what war's about.
So it is, as you've probably noticed, much, much slower than the modern entries in the series. Unlike other entries,
Enemy. It's coming.
if you leave the area,
Left the combat area.
you can actually leave the area and then it'll bring you back in, and you are basically begging to get shot at that point. Not quite what I wanted to do there. That's fine. Named enemies usually are a bit better at dodging stuff, which is hazardous.
Get a grip.
Okay. So my ally is the one who keeps taking my recover, so you aren't really seeing it much. Well, you're seeing it, but it's them. Oh my goodness, hit him. Stop trying to hit him and connects. Yeah, okay, that was disastrous. It's very hard to camp people lying on the ground, because they usually can get a shot off before you can. So I'm gonna keep going with what I've got, as long as I can hit with them with it.
We're in combat with the enemy in the woodland.
If I lose again, I'll probably switch to something like the Zeta,
Listen, don't pursue too far.
since these are kind of tough.
I've got you.
Ah, one of them hit me. I thought I had dodged it successfully. I did not. Oh my goodness.
You're losing ground. Get a grip.
advantages of being able to spawn multiple funnels at once is you can hit like a truck. Ow. That is me being revived, minus a shoulder, which does not make a whole lot of difference at the end of the day. There's also beam saber clashes. You can, if you melee attack at the same time, you can clang against them. Got him. Because I'm flashy. Also, the Cubelay's melee is quite decent. Theo beats it out for sure. For sure.
Okay, all units fall back.
But it only has a beam rifle anyway, so it's the sacrifice that we have for having funnels and dominating. Absolutely dominating with funnels.
Enemy forces are infiltrating the former
Never
Federation
give
headquarters
up.
at Jaburo. Destroy the enemy forces.
And I have an ACK guy. I hope it's Red
Listen,
Nose.
don't pursue too far.
It's tricky. Oh, it hadn't risen yet. There we go. I'm not exactly made for underwater combat. There. Just blew its shield off by shooting it. Oh, there we go.
You're losing ground. Get a grip.
One of the disadvantages the Cubalay has is that it is big. It is very sizable, so it's kind of easy to hit if you're not careful. Theo has this problem, but Theo is also very fast. When it does one of those side dashes, it's quite speedy
Okay, all
indeed.
units fall back.
Haman, we're going back to base.
It's good at doing its job, which is melee rushdown, while also being able to shoot competently.
Ambushing enemy in satellite orbit.
Here we
Crush the
go.
enemy.
So, space missions. Zero-G space missions are going to seem real confusing because of the way shit just kind of moves. I don't know what hit me. Missiles are good here. Shields are probably even better. It is tricky though to connect with melee ranged attacks, which is unfortunate.
You've got the upper hand.
Yeah, he's missing a hand, am I right? Gonna get those out there. Ah! This one's hard. We have to switch suits.
Above you.
Come on.
What are you doing? We can't take much more. Below you.
There we go. I'm gonna keep attacking
Below you.
these enemies. And not that thing.
What are you doing? We can't take much more.
Yeah.
Soon we'll be victorious. What are you doing? We can't take much more.
Fortunately, hitting this thing is freaking hard. They're also playable mobile armors, I should probably mention. Psycho Gundam Mark II, Big Sam, Elmeth.
You've got the upper hand. Soon we'll be victorious.
All playable. Ah! I knew that was coming. Space missions are hard, because a lot of it relies on getting kind of lucky with pot shots, and that is not always all that fun. Yes, launch with same. I can make it happen.
Ambushing enemy in satellite orbit. Crush the enemy.
What I'm gonna do is go with assault, so that when I hit them, it hits hard. Either that or we'll lose even faster. Because we're not reviving ourselves every time we get killed. Getting tag teamed makes that awfully gosh darned hard, though. Please? Do you?
What are you doing? We can't take much more.
Ugh. So that was terrible. So we're gonna be stuck on this one a while. Clearly.
Go soon, a goose retreat.
Clearly. So I'm gonna switch to something with more missiles. I don't know. I wanna. Sure. Yeah, why not? I'll show off the O. Okay, so we're doing the O instead, because we
Ambushing enemy
are
in
dense.
satellite orbit. Crush the enemy.
Go with speed. It's been a while since I played, so I'm having to
That's what war's about.
reacclimate quite a bit. Oh my goodness, whiz right by him, why don't you? And then keep... Please hit him? Thanks.
What are you doing? We can't take much more.
Multi-oof. Did I kill him? Probably not. Oh, nice. He just ignored me, because I was supposed to be blocking him there, but that didn't happen.
What are you doing?
Please die.
More. Soon we'll be victorious.
Please. Ugh.
What are you doing? We can't take much more. Soon we'll be victorious. Mission
There we
accomplished.
go. When it works, it works. And Dio's melee puts in work. It's very, very
The
strong.
mission was a success. Come back.
Unfortunately, these
Going back to base.
space missions kind of blow.
Enemy forces spotted at
It's a
Solomon.
shame, really.
Destroy the enemy mobile suits.
Try doing recover again.
Don't pursue too far.
Oh, here we go. Solar System 1, so we can be even more confused. There we go.
It's an enemy pursuit force. Be careful.
They send the Gundam at me now. Yeah. So, ugh. There we go. There it is.
You've got the upper hand.
Ah, that's not what I wanted him to do. Ah, got interrupted. Come on, Kai. Get over here. Let me give you a hug. Ah. Target to the face. So now I have to play this a little more carefully. By shooting Emerald. A lot. Okay. Ah, and he has recovery too, so this is going to be even trickier.
What are you doing? You can't take much more.
There he is. Come on. You also become quite durable after recover kicks in. Come on. Go around the space mirror. Come on.
What are you doing? You can't take much more.
Sugar.
Reloading.
This is not working. Hit him, please. There we go. We're good. But yeah, the objects in space tend to seem to move around basically whenever the hell they want. You don't really have much control, so it's kind of like, oh, why does everything look like he's drunk and swerving everywhere? Well, there's a reason for that. It's not a good one, but it's there.
Ambush the enemy on Solomon.
Alright, and this will count as space as well, so we get to see more VO action, but it's a bit easier. I just have to get in close. As I get hit in the face by exploding like 120mm shells. No. Oh no. Oh no. Stat! Ugh, this is not ideal. See, that should have gone really well, but it didn't, because I had them in a box. Alright, you shifty devil, you. White devil, am I right? Damn it! One dead Amaro. No, not yet. Now we've got one dead. No, now we don't. Damn it.
What are you doing? You can't take much more.
Oh, goodness. This is suboptimal. Let's all get out. He's still kicking. Which is more to show just how much damage reduction you get from doing that, getting into recovery mode. Come on. Here we go. Big old Pappy Paptimus.
The mission was a success. Come back.
Smacking it up.
Haman, we're going back to base.
Well, actually, Rambarel.
It's funny, but that big star keeps blinking on and off.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's huge. Is it a comet? No, it can't be, because comets move so fast, like zoom. It's really hot in here. Whew. There's no door in this thing. Hey, open up! I can't get out of here. Hey!
Captain Bright. It's Camille. He's
A veggie, that's what he
Argama,
is.
do you read me?
It's too bad. Oh, don't worry, he gets better eventually.
I see. You want to go back to the Argama too.
Eventually. Then he just kind of vanishes into the sunset. I think he becomes a doctor or something. In Double Zeta, but he basically vanishes. He disappears. There's some serious speculation about whatever happens to him. Where, by comparison, Judo Ashta's exploits are... He also vanishes into the sunset, but he does kind of become relevant in side story material after he goes to Jupiter. And showing off the damaged remains of that Hayakushiki. It's great. They put in a lot of love to the credit sequence. I give them credit. So other things that make this game cool, as you'll see in a moment, is you actually gain oh, cool. Points with which to use on unlocking other things. Yes, yes. I did okay. I could have done better. Alright, so let's go to gallery. I'm trying to remember if I have to unlock anything in the gallery here at this stage. I think I have to just do a route, honestly. Yeah. Why not, right? Yes, I will save. I wound up having to start a new file. So, it's my memory card. Crap the bed. Which was great. Oh no, there weren't hundreds upon hundreds of hours of material on that memory card. No siree, Bob. I ain't mad. Just means I get to play through stuff all over again. We'll do another arcade run. This time as Fetties, and we'll do a route. And we will play as Amaro. So can I do random? Yeah, I can. There we go. And for this run... Oh yeah, you can get to see Aug colors for the Yo, which is great. It's basically Gundam color scheme. And then the Bolanoak Saman has that nice yellow. It's pretty rad. I forget what the missile looks like. Oh yeah. I guess those are supposed to be Gen 2 colors. I don't know. In any case, they're cool color schemes. What I'm gonna do though. Does this let me? No, it doesn't. But I will do the Zoc, and for space, I will do Alicifini with. Actually, no. We'll see how this goes. I'm not super confident.
We've infiltrated.
But I'm just picking at random.
Keep the enemy away from Allied Mobile Suit.
I'm gonna do it with the Zoc.
This is it. Gundam,
I think it's in all of one episode of the original animated series. It's a aquatic mobile suit. The reason I'm picking it is because it's A, durable, B, cheap-ish, and it shoots out 4 lasers at once. It's pretty strong. Ow! Problems though, it is slow. It is very, very slow. But I can shoot behind it, which is extremely useful. Ow. And it recharges its energy for its weapons extremely quickly, so you basically never have to stop. Which is probably the most convenient aspect. There we go. Fortunately, its sub-weapon is just kind of mediocrity personified. So right now, it's facing the camera. I'm just shooting from my rear. As if nothing else was going on.
Just hold on.
There we go. That's not going to hit him. That might. It did. Now, this does have melee attacks, which aren't going to do much, but we can. Clank, clank. Ah. That's why we have beams, is so that they don't hit us with that stuff. Some of the arcade routes are much longer than others. I think the A route, despite being, quote, normal difficulty, unquote, is fairly lengthy. So we'll see how long this takes to get through.
Good job. Come on back.
Oh yeah,
Roger.
zocking it up. Zock it to me. Oh yeah.
Starting the attack on the Federation headquarters as you move.
I forget what happens if the Zoc loses a component. Probably loses a leg or something, makes it slower. Or an arm, which will affect movesets. So as you can see, that sub-weapon does not hit much. So instead I'm just kind of kiting them and taking advantage of stuff. And just beating up a bunch of Oldy-Betas. No! Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh no!
Hold on.
So yeah, lots of headless mobile suit potential. That's right, he's got a burst fire beam rifle. I forgot about that.
Good.
There we go.
Mission's a success.
My ally, highly relevant there. That was nice.
Mission over. Come back.
Roger!
We're attacking the enemy at Kennedy's
And
base.
we'll keep the recovery.
Destroy the enemy forces.
Bully some more Hyzax.
Amuro, you can do it!
And yeah, it's got all the English voiced parts from the original series and Zeta. Because yes, Zeta did in fact have an English release. This game had an English release in the West, but God knows few enough copies were made. Nobody played it,
Hold on.
which is a shame. Truly the White Devil now. Okay, he needs to stop doing that, because he's getting it.
Something's coming. Watch out. I found you, AU.
Ah. Oh, there we go. I was wondering when that would show up. The Ashamar is pretty good in this one, from what I remember. It's reasonably well-rounded. It helps that it's got a transformation as well, which can be very advantageous.
Want to beat that guy!
I want to beat that guy. Let's see if I can survive the next couple seconds. Maybe. I'm not dead yet. There we go. So yeah, the Zoc is pretty busted. I don't think you can, under any circumstances, take it into space, though, which is unfortunate, because it's quite good at what it does. Its melee is meh, but it's got all kinds of shooty. It's very adequate. But that's why we'll have the Pallas Athene for space. And I don't remember what I'm using. I guess I'm using the large missiles, which are pretty good, but you have to be stationary to use them, which is unfortunate. But those home in like a beast, as you can see. And they reload reasonably quickly for what they do. They've got a twin beam rifle. Leave it to Peptimus Scirocco to make pretty competent weapons, I tell you. Need my ally to not be getting up in their grill. Getting all up in their grill. So the main reason I'm going with the Pallas Athene is because of these large missiles. They're pretty good against stuff like a Psycho Gundam, which I'm expecting to fight later. Oh, that's right. The missile is here. So I need to kind of keep dodging it. I don't think I'm going to hit him, but we'll try. Yeah. There we go. God, not dead yet. Well, I'm dead, but he's not. Prefer not to detonate the G3 gas canisters if I could possibly avoid it. That stuff's dangerous. Come on. There we go. The Messala, by the way, is superb. It's very good. It's very good.
Mission
I mean,
accomplished. Please return.
Roger.
Truthfully, I'm not 100% sure why it kind of vanishes from the face of Zeta after a certain point, basically the halfway point.
We've engaged the enemy in
But
the lunar
it's,
city of
man,
Von Braun. Destroy the enemy.
like, in every appearance it makes, it's pretty dominant. Just about every game it's in, it's pretty good, too. Oops. Oh, yes. Hammurabi is pretty competent. There's a bunch of different loadout options. Competent. Capable. That's the word I'm looking for, not competent.
Mission accomplished.
There we go. Not sure who got hit. Oh, grazed the Gauntlet's feet, and it just was too much for it to take. They were like, my feet are hot. I can't handle it. I can't handle my hot feet. Ah!
Mission accomplished. Please return.
Abort.
Roger.
Abort indeed. Alright, let's see what they throw at me now. Barzems. Barzems are pretty good. So I'm going to be a little cautious. Oh, I think this is one of the... yeah, because this is the Kilimanjaro base. This is definitely... So we'll see how this goes. But now I have to worry about the Psycho Gundam Mark 1.
Something's coming, watch out!
Psycho. Where are you for? Get over here. Oh, there she is.
What?
So as you can see, I'm not doing all that much damage to her. It would be ideal if I was the one that got killed. I'm not my compatriot. So what I'm gonna do, there we go. We're good. Yeah, you don't want to get to boot either. Boot is dangerous. So it is, as I mentioned before, be resistant. I do need to beat it though. Fortunately, I can just keep doing this. It's a lot of easy to do. You can eventually kill its shield, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do at this point. Mostly I'm just chipping away. There we go. We're good. Not exactly easy, but when it's focusing on my ally, who's doing a good job of just booking it out of there,
Mission over.
went pretty well.
Roger.
That went pretty well. One armed and all. Boss.
We'll attack the enemy in Dakar.
Ah, Dakar.
The enemy force.
Now, if you're doing the story mode, and depending on how much time we have left, I'll start puttering through one of those. They actually have you do the whole thing, really. Like, you hear the entire Quattro is Char. Hi, I'm Quattro Bagina, but you probably know me as Char Aznable speech to the UN. Ah, I could have avoided that hit. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is shoot when I'm doing the dash, so I'm moving while shooting, because it's a long shooting animation. I think I just hit my ally. Yes, there is indeed friendly fire, and yes, I have killed my ally. I messed up my pattern. There we go.
The mission's a success.
Easy. He sank right before he like died 5 times in a row.
Mission over. Come back.
There we go. Pretty good. Pretty good. Making progress. Making headway.
Enemy action in access airspace.
Now the
Destroy
problems
enemy
start.
battle suits.
So we'll see what we can do.
Amuro, you can do it.
He's right next to me. Go home, Barzan. You're drunk. Oof, got him just in time. Ah, and that can hurt you too. They have a big explosion. Wow. I can't tell which bound dock that is, if that's the Rosamia, but great.
Mission
Oh,
accomplished.
never mind. Doesn't matter. He did. My Zeta pal took care of that problem.
Mission accomplished. Please return.
Roger.
Not too shabby.
We've landed on Axis. Destroy the enemy mobile suits.
So this is war. You idiot!
Whoops. This might be one of the missions where I have to worry about the Psycho Gundam Mark II. Oof. That's unfortunate.
Come out!
New machine sighted. It's closing.
Whatever, I'll probably have to redo this one. It's okay. Yep, here we go. It begins. There it is. I need to move. There we go. Oh wow, she took no damage from that. That is scary.
What?
That is scary. Nice, just get bodied. So I am hitting her, but she's not taking a lot in terms of damage. Yeah. So I died early, which was really bad. So we're gonna remedy and rectify that mistake by not dying. Yeah. We'll do it the same way. It worked fine. It will work
We've
fine.
landed on Axis.
Because I
Destroy the
said
enemy
so.
mobile suits.
I may have to switch to assault type so I can maximize the damage done to her, because she is durable. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try it in just 2-shot bursts instead. And I'm stuck in a damn canyon. I'm still stuck in a damn canyon.
New machine sighted. It's closing.
Where are you, brother? Brother!
There she is.
You can still do it.
That's not good. I needed that.
What? Just watch.
Ah. Very bad.
We're not gonna last much longer.
I forgot gates even existed, to be honest.
We're not gonna last much longer.
So this is not doing too well.
I want to beat that guy.
If it'll pull out of its mobile armor mode.
We're not gonna last much longer.
There we go.
Found you, brother.
Got him. I just have to get a couple last few hits in.
He's down.
Okay. This is fine. I'm gonna make sure I tell them to attack from afar, because I don't think I remembered to do that last match. Now I'm trying to think of mobile suits that'll actually be able to handle this without being massively defective.
We've landed on Axis.
I'm pretty sure I'm about as good as I'm gonna get. I meant to switch to assault mode. Oh well.
Amuro, you can do it.
Let's make sure they are set on. They are set on fire. one of those will hit? No. No.
Behind!
To run. Not get hit by the Gaza Sea. I need to run. There we go.
New machine sighted! It's closing!
Where are you, brother? Brother!
Come on. Where are you, Rosemi? Rosemi Badam. Oh wow, I dodged those. I don't know how. It's fine though. I don't mind. Okay, I do mind getting hit by that. She's hurting though. Getting working. Making it happen. We're missing a lot, but we're making it happen. Come on. There we go. Now we just have to not die. Got him. There. When it goes well, it goes really well. When it doesn't go well, it's just embarrassing.
Mission accomplished. Please return.
Roger.
There we go. I can't remember how much further it goes. I can't remember if it goes into grips.
We're
Yeah, it
attacking
goes
the
into
enemy
grips.
inside the
Very good.
colony laser. Please destroy the enemy forces.
Which is it? There we go. That's the one. Spread to the sides.
You can do it.
So this is tricky because this thing is spread way off. I didn't wait till he landed. Come on. Here we go. Ah. Come on. That's suboptimal. I need to be going after Shirako. He's dangerous. He is the danger. I too am the danger, however. Up, here we go. Yeah, block that, I dare you. Did I get him? Nope, not quite. He's just got a little health left. I gotta hit my ass. Sorry, whoever's in that Zeta, but you're done. Got him. Now for the hard part. Oh, okay. No. Yes! Got him! Beast. Oh, and a sick pose too, because why not?
Roger.
Yeah, the accuracy was low, but the evasion rate was good. When you're dodging that much incoming fire, it means you're doing something right. So we're just gonna skip the credits. I showed it the one time because it's fun to show. There we go. Yes. I forget what the other thing I have to do in order to unlock the double Zeta is. I've got most of the requirements though. There we go. Ah, just edged it out. Cool. Okay, let's get on with our lives. Gallery. Points exchange. That's the wrong one. Benefits. There's one other thing I need to unlock, but I don't remember how to do it. It's whatever's in slot 8. I do not remember what it is. Oh, do I have to do it in the mobile armor section? I probably do. See, Titans. How much do they charge for those? A lot. Oh my gosh, a lot. Okay. So I need to save up enough to get those. What I can do though in the meantime is I can go into versus mode. I can show off mobile armor combat. There we go. Just to double check. No. So, allow me to show off all the things that they were doing wrong with the Psycho Gundam Mark II. Oh, actually. Let's go with Xeon Titans. Let's go with CPU. And let's go to Zeeks. And I can't do any of those. Oh, the Brabro is in. I thought it wasn't for some reason. Let's get a big Zam. Because there we go. Bright blue big Zam. Okay. So reasons not to do this is they're extremely expensive. Extremely expensive. But look at this, I'm so pretty. There we go. I think it's... Yeah, there we go. So you can shoot out your arms. Like so. There's not a whole hell of a lot anyone can do about it. Other than get hit and die. So as you can see, my health is actually not all that much. And I can hold up my hand, which I believe blocks projectiles if memory serves. Also, those drones can deflect shots. Oh, come on. There we go. To the side. Side melee, I think is the sweep. Is it? Alright. Maybe not.
You're almost there.
Oh, cool. Very handy. It's been a while, so I can't really remember which do what.
You're almost
Oh, it's
there.
neutral. Neutral is the uppercut.
Coward. Mission over.
Got him. Swink. Oh no. Boom.
Please return.
Yeah, really cool stuff. In other words. I can't remember what the grab row does. So let's see what the grab row does. Oh, I can't use the grab row because there's no underwater. Ah, duh. So I could do the Adzam. The Adzam, though, is borderline defenseless, so I'll do the Big Zam, and I will sick you as the... where are you? Psycho Mark 1. I'll make you... no, wrong one. Wrong one, again. You the Adzam.
Will attack the enemy in the car.
I will stick with the recover type because we like to die without dying. And unlike other titles, you cannot guide that beam. It just goes where it goes. There aren't very many units that actually have Garobis like that either. Don't have claw missiles. Ow. That's what the Adzam is good for. Is killing mobile armors. But the Adzam is dead now. Come on, switch to the Adzam. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. Got him.
We're almost there. Good. The mission's a success.
Not sure if his hand beam hit it. Ah, no, it was me. Got him. When the blue Big Zam is mass produced, no one will have anything to say about anything, because they'll be dead. So good times. Oh, I can show off how the weapon select system works. So if I go to... actually, I'm going to switch it to Xeon Titans, so I can show off how cool the... where are you? So with the Zeta, you can choose between the beam rifle and the Hyper Mega Launcher. I'm going to go with the Hyper Mega Launcher because that's how I roll. And we're going to set that to be CPU controlled. And auto select any and all, and set you as auto select any and all, because why not? Some mobile suits have more options than others.
former Federation headquarters of
We'll
Jaburo.
go with
Annihilate the enemy.
mobility. Oof, my ally's a G defensor, which is not necessarily good. So, practical advantages is you have a sub-weapon. Ow. Disadvantage of using the Hyper Mega Launcher, if memory serves, is that... Oh no, I do get it, never mind. Another cool thing about changing which faction you're using, or orientation, i.e. EFSF versus...
Wipe them out.
Oh, come on now. Ow. Come on. Awesome.
You're right.
Is that it changes the color of the beams, depending on if you're Xeon versus Fetty paint schemes. But as you can see, the Zeta is more than pretty good. It's pretty damn good.
Behind you.
Come on. There we go. You have to double tap it in order to...
Soon we'll be victorious. Behind you. The mission
Oh
failed.
no. You're also very expensive. It's not always easy to dodge things. But it's very good. I'm just very bad. Or rather, the gun cannon is excellent. And them's the brakes. So I'm gonna back out of that. Gonna see how much that EX mode is, because I think that's the one I need to unlock in order to get the double Zeta. No. Okay, so what I'll do instead then, and what I might do is do a couple videos on this one, because the Universal Century mode is crazy. And I will start with what? I don't know. Why not? Let's go Aug. Let's go
I'll let you
Aug.
all use my body.
That's a little bit of a strange thing to say, but it's okay.
Zeta, what's happening? Is this some kind of weapon I've never seen before?
You'll never understand because you think war is some kind of game. Can't comprehend the power that's flowing through my body.
What kind of power are you talking about? How could something so intangible possibly get me to Mobile Suit?
What?
Neil is in a machine.
I am getting
Zeta Gundam.
badly bullied here.
Human voices?
Well, still want to fight? Get the hell out of here!
The controls are dead. What's wrong? Why isn't it moving?
Wave Rider Crash. Good stuff.
I won't die alone. When I go, I will take your soul with me. Camille, be done.
Shirako, is it finally over?
Well, you did just impale him with your mobile suit and completely obliterated him. But he has the last laugh. February 22nd, Universal Century, 0088. War something something. So as you go through, it's got like a timeline. As you go through, you'll unlock other characters other character timelines to play through. Mark II is usable. The Mark II is pretty good, at least in my opinion. But you also have tuning you can do to improve mechs. Usually that just increases basic stats, health. I don't think it increases ammo. Yeah, I think some of them add on different weapons you can use. I'm probably going to stick with the... Oh, cool. One is the 03 and one is the 02 unit. Neat. I did not know that. I'm going to stick with the Hyper Bazooka. And Recovery.
Camille, be done. Let's do it.
But yeah, it's really cool. They get really in depth. Some of the route changes are pretty funny.
How many are there?
Pretty rad stuff.
What's wrong? You coming with us?
Yes, I am. I'm ready. I hate the Federation and I hate those arrogant Titan snobs even more.
All right. Make sure you keep your eyes wide open. Titan will be in hot pursuit.
These are the cool clay bazookas too. So it's got like the shotgun spread after a certain prescribed distance, which makes them very strong if you can keep things at arm's length. Like that. Nice. Not how you say ideal, no. But outside of a certain range, they're even worse because they don't hit at all. These are also reloadable, which is a huge boon. Saw the shield go flying off from there. Another thing you don't have in the other, with the exception of a couple specific units in the later titles, is the rolling on the ground after you get hit. I'm trying to remember if this was using the Tekken engine at this point. I think it was, or what would become the Tekken engine, and that is why some of the stuff behaves the way it does, i.e. rolling on the ground, etc. Ah, you can already see, you've got another route unlocked. So, we can play as Quattro with his Rick Diaz. Beam Pistol actually has some pretty cool gameplay dynamics. We'll stick with recover. It hasn't been a problem so far. Would probably be a good idea to go with assault or mobility. A lot of the early ones you can,
All hands, stay alert.
because it's more about killing lots of enemies as opposed to
What's wrong?
some of the other stuff. But one of the cool things this has going for it with the beam pistol loadout is your sub weapon will shoot that, which is very useful if you're facing the wrong way, like so. Oof, got him. But that's also how your weapon charges. So I'm gonna go ham with my beam pistol, my main attack for a sec.
I won't let you. I'll get you. You're finished.
Keep shooting this dude. So as you can see, and then I switch it out, my sub weapon runs out of ammo, but I have full ammo with this one. So it's pretty handy. Ah, yes, the Char Slash. I think I may have just killed my ally, but it's okay. The Hayukushiki has a bunch of fancy, pretty fancy
I'm returning.
acrobatics it can perform, which becomes largely traditional for subsequent titles. It is the one that does all the backflips. We've got the Hayukushiki already. Why not, right? Boom. I don't remember the difference other than projectiles that it fires, so I'll stick with the beam rifle for now. And I'll go with, oh, why not, mobility, so I can actually get in there.
Here they come.
Oh, Head Vulcan. Yick. Head Vulcans in this particular title and the original are kind of mediocre. Some of the other games, Head Vulcans are actually pretty good. Most of the ones that are actually trying to be semi-sims, Head Vulcans tend to be very good indeed. This one, not so much. I think with this one you're not supposed to actually beat Shirako.
What?
I'm not about to let myself be pulled in by the Earth's gravity well. I'll let the reinforcements
Okay,
take care of the rest.
fine.
All right.
Be that way, Shirako.
You're slow.
It's also obnoxiously hard to connect with anything in space because of the way the targeting works in this particular title.
Take that. Next. You're too slow. All right.
That's right, the Hayukushiki can shoot over its shoulder. I had not remembered this.
All right.
It chose not to do it that time. That's fine.
I'm returning.
So that gives a pretty general idea. Oh no, no. Oh, it starts me with the Rick Diaz? I thought it started me. Well, I know you get the DJ pretty early, so we'll just go with that for now. I'll use the clay bazooka. For this one, I think I want
Amuro unit
mobility, because this is one where you have to defend an objective. These suck, as a rule. As they always do, don't they?
all mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Don't all defend the objective. Defense objectives, rather. It's just a regular hyper bazooka.
I'll get you. I'll get you.
That's gonna hit my ally, I was just gonna say.
Got it.
Eh. So one of the trade-offs you have for enemies being generally weaker, or mooks being like practically one-shot deaths, kills,
Pay attention.
is that enemy boss units are extremely dangerous indeed. They're very durable, so you have to be pretty careful.
You're not getting away. What?
Eh.
What are you doing?
Stop that. It's good.
Stop that, indeed. Come on, please. I'm hitting the wrong button, no wonder. Eh. Freaking booted to the face, that's unfortunate. There we go. Take that, you giant UFO turning goof ball. Ha! Showed him.
I'm coming back.
He is indeed. Oh yeah, for this I definitely want the clay bazooka. Definitely. I'll use the assault, because for this is when we first encounter the story-wise. Our good friend the Psycho Gundam Mark 1!
The enemy.
Among other things, there's a lot of stuff. Oh, you can call it the Mark II, it's okay. Hello, 4. Saw that coming a mile away. There we go. And any luck, this will do some significant damage. It's not. Yeah, using the DJ's slash through ability can do it. It's allowing me to get close without actually getting killed. Did it just fly away? No, it's on top of me. Where are you? Well, I guess I'm killing that Hyzak. Ow. Damn, dude.
Away? Why? All of a sudden?
Don't get in my way. You got in my way.
Don't get in my way. You got in my way. He's right, you know. He did get in our way, collectively. Now not so much. Oh, I meant to follow that up differently. Indeed. So we will just continue mission mashing. Like a so. Ooh, what hit me? Oh, it could have been the explosion from my bazooka. That's probably what it was. Am I supposed to kill that? I thought I was supposed to... No, it's just this guy right here. Haha! You're done. You're done, dude. Go home. That leg sweep. Good stuff. Oh, he killed him. He didn't kill Steeler. Grumble, grumble. Grumble. Oh, a cat's root. Oh yeah, we absolutely want to do that. Here. How badly do you want to avoid running into an asteroid? That is the question, isn't it? Oh yeah, because I'm going to use a Nemo. Not. I'm going to use a DJ. And we're going to use the Clay Bazooka again because we're fighting the Psycho again. Probably do the Assault again to try and maximize the damage we're dealing.
All mobile suits, we have to stop the enemy.
You've come to push me around. You're the ones who stole all my memories.
No.
That's the Psycho Gundam. I won't let you.
Cyber new types, ladies and gentlemen.
None of you come
It's
fast.
never really turns out well. Probably help if I wasn't hitting her in the shield. I don't want to be hit by that if I can possibly avoid it. She did. Oh no. Get over here. This can block beam shots at the very least. Somehow. Get over here, Jared. Get over here. I know where you live, dude. Go home. Oh, hell with it.
This guy's power's running low.
So as you can see, assault mode does not last very long. It's quite brief. Uh-oh. Biolant is the real fight here. As you can see. So one of the things to do here is keep just beating on the mooks instead, if memory serves. It's been a long time, so memory probably does not serve.
Making the same mistakes. It's pitiful.
It is pitiful, I agree. So instead, we play as cats. I want to tune that. So I can at least... Actually, I should show off what it's like first without, and then show it with the tune. Oh my goodness, I can't talk today. I just keep interrupting myself mid-brain thought. Ugh.
The enemy. Are they coming from the left or the right?
It's hard talking and doing this at the same time and looking halfway competent. So the Nemo is kind of a joke. But, ow. It's basically a mass production model piece of garbage. But it looks okay. It's a pretty cool looking mobile suit, and I need to kill these. I don't remember where they all are. Come on. So G3 canisters are filled with this lethal, lethal neurotoxin that the Titans are using to gas a colony and kill everybody on it, because the Titans are psychotic snits. They are like Nazis. They are as bad as the Zeeks ever were at their worst. They're pretty bad dudes. They are the primary villains of Zeta Gundam. That's right, Jared has started getting his fancy weapons.
Just watch what I can do.
Ow, frig. Ow. Oh my goodness. So that went very poorly. Then again, the COTS route, from what I remember, is probably the hardest one. It's really hard because you're just stuck with just trash for a long time, which is too bad. Oh, why not? We'll try continuing the Camille route. This time we'll do it with the Hyper Bazooka.
Camille be done. Let's do it.
Later on, you basically are required to use Recover in order to not fail the mission,
It started.
because you're going to wind up taking tons of damage in certain spots. That's really hard to avoid.
From behind? Where's he coming from? Take that.
I had no idea the Titans were mobile army. That organization is doing more than just mocking up the
Miss Emma! It's dangerous.
That must be the
The advantages, though, is that it is of using Recover is that you are usually going to have a full gauge before you die, even if you're getting beat up on really badly. You basically only have to get, I think, one hit in order to ensure it. Oh, too far away, no wonder. There we go. Probably should have gone with the beam rifle, to be honest. But we're here now, and we're doing it this way. It's fine. Very satisfying meat to the way the game plays. Sometimes erring on the side of clunky, but as long as you're paying attention. I know you don't get the Methus for a while. Let's do Emma. We'll go with the beam pistol.
Emma, ready to go.
Hard to connect with the clay bazookas because
Enemy
you have to be
forces
kind of
deployed
with
out here.
at or within that very specific range in order to make it connect. See, in the show, it's portrayed as being like this giant wall of ball bearings, basically, that come out of a bazooka shell, but in-game it has to be balanced somehow, so it can't be this impenetrable wall.
I had no idea the type of mobile armor. That organization is doing more than shopping.
So you just get this kind of week's tea spread.
Not much of an improvement. What is it? I'm not about to let myself be pulled in by the Earth's gravity well. I'll let the reinforcements take care of the rest.
Enemy unit destroyed. That's nothing. I'm out. Emma unit returning. Emma unit launching.
Moving right along.
An enemy force has been deployed out here.
So shields in this one work pretty much passively. I'm holding it there, so it'll block shots so long as I've got it held towards the direction the shot is coming from. but they have limited life. They will get blown off eventually.
I did it!
Oh, nice shot. I don't know why he just stood there and took it, but I'm not going to complain. Certainly not.
I won't let Jared die. Jared, I'll always be there to protect you.
Oh, more. You poor thing. First victim in a long line of victims. Don't get in the way. But yeah, the Mark II has that delightful advantage of being able to reload its beam rifle, which makes it immensely useful. You basically can just keep shooting. Oh, I didn't want to get hit by that. I did not.
Can't be destroyed.
Oh, okay. Did I get it? I guess? Oh, it was time-based and I just wasn't paying attention.
Enemy unit returning.
Well, that's fine then. I could have done a much better job of dodging stuff, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, you get the super already? Neat. Unfortunately, the Super Gundam is kind of bad. Because, and I'll show off why. Its sub-weapon is great. Its melee is not.
Where's the enemy?
It can transform, sort of, but
We'll be picking you up in the radish when the mission is over, Lieutenant.
its regular shot,
Die. You'd make everyone very unhappy.
while lethal, makes you stationary. Unless you take steps to avoid letting it make you stationary, like dodging as you shoot. Which doesn't work all the time.
You're finished!
Yazan, don't think that one temperamental pilot will alter the mission.
Damn it, you moron!
Yeah, it doesn't quite stretch far enough.
This is nothing.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah, as you can see, anything that can actually move is going to, and you are not going to connect.
Enemy unit destroyed.
If you can connect with it, you're gonna kill something. It's gonna get hurt very badly. It's very good against mobile armors and the like. Enemy pilots, and not so much. What you can do, though, is when you transform, you can fire it as just a large bullet instead of a Garobi. That is slightly better. Because you're moving when you do it, and it's got that nice tracking. Like that. There's Emerson. Got him.
What is Yasan doing? It's too late to change the
It's
way
kind of
kids
tricky to
think.
connect with. I could show off its melee too, I guess. Such as it is. That actually went really well. This will not continue to be the case, because things have a tendency to dodge. But we can keep doing it. As you can see, we're reaching the end of the timeline, but you have a lot of people you can play as. And a couple more besides that are unlocked later. And you have 3 separate factions with all the side characters involved. And then there's the UC00789 route, series of routes, which covers all the other stuff. So there is a lot of meat there. It's pretty great. I'll keep running this. I've got no need to stop at the moment.
Gamma unit launching.
I'll try going into the transformed jetting around mode and fire off missiles, which makes them shoot relatively straight, as I recall.
All mobile suits, stand by for launch.
Pretty good.
Commencing countdown.
We're sending out the mobile suit teams. Relay that to all the gunners.
Roger.
Yeah. Of course, my ally decided it would be a great idea. Top in front of that. Got him.
Humbrubby team, Barzam team, let's go.
This is where things get tricky.
We'll move in when the anti-air fire dies down. The Barzams will take the rest.
Roger that, Yasan.
There we go.
Straight to the middle of battle. Yasan.
So, because I do have to actually kill these guys. And they will dodge. Oh, how they will dodge. I do not want to get hit by that little thing you saw. Tiny glimpse, that thing. You do not want to get hit by that. It's got a short range, but man, it is dangerous. It hurts, and you are paralyzed, and more enemies can attack you while you're using it. Oh, I grazed him. So, despite trying to dodge that, I got hit. There we go. You basically have to make hits with that in order to... do ever recover, but that's only going to give me like 100 health. There we go. 1 down. 2 down.
I'm out.
Ah, he got hit away. Oh no. Try to back away from him so I have a little room to do that. There we go. As long as I can hit him one more time. Hasn't happened yet. Maybe try for a melee here. There we go. When this game, though, wants to be hard, it does not fart about. It does not fool around even slightly. It'll cause some pretty serious problems, and that is coming later. Oh boy, howdy. We'll keep doing this, why not? Why not? We'll use the Mark II again. In hindsight, I probably should have gone with the Titans route, so I could get stuff like the Goplant and whatnot. Some of those are really, really good. So he's all up in my business already. It did not take long. Oh, Sarah's down. Neat. I knew she was fragile. Oh. Well.
What did you do to her?
I think I just blew her up. She exploded. She's now, I don't know, atoms and molecules floating around in a fine vapor.
Not so indulgent.
Ow. There we go.
You're mine. You're mine.
There we go.
There.
Ah, grazed her. Nice. Oof, that's a lot of damage. He's gonna run away? Is that how this is gonna go? Oh no! Come on, Shiroko, sit still a sec. There we go.
Can't be destroyed. I'm out. That's nothing. Enemy unit destroyed.
So I need to kill Paptimus. There he is.
That's nothing.
That's not gonna hit him. So he's the one you actually need to kill here. Ah, suboptimal. What's really hard
Captain, I'm sorry.
is trying to do this without killing Sarah, because she just gets in the way a lot. So we're gonna try that again.
Emma, ready to go.
One more
An
once.
enemy force has been deployed out here.
Die, Shiroko!
Cots, don't do it!
Whoa.
Got you!
You can't win.
Can't be here. Have this!
There we go. Hit him.
I'm out?
As you can see, he's taking damage from that, but it's not quite as much as I would like. But we're chipping away. Chipping on away. We're going to avoid killing Sarah if we possibly can. Do not ask me to pronounce her last name. I cannot do it. It's something vaguely Russian. Ah, missed. Sugar.
Bye, you pests. Bye, you pests.
We're making progress. We're making progress. It's slow, but steady. What you need to do is kind of wait for them to shoot, and then it's not as easy as it sounds. We get a nice shot of opportunity like that. Almost got him. there we go. He ran away.
Ammo unit returning.
There we go. That was pretty good, actually. That went really well, I thought. Why would I use the Nemo? Asking the real questions here. Oh no, what I don't remember is if with the... I'll try that real quick. Is upgrade the Nemo, because I think that's really cheap, isn't it? Or it's 10k. It's cheaper than the alternatives. So we will upgrade the Nemo and see if it carries over, because I can't remember to other people's runs. It does not. That's what I thought. Okay, very good. Actually, I am running out of time here. Hit save and finish and see, because I don't remember if doing this particular mode. Yeah, it does give you points. Very good. So, what I'm gonna check. Yes, save new info. As if that got me enough to get the 2 Psycho Gundams. I know one is, I think I'm just shy, so I might do another quick versus match or 2. Let's go to gallery just to find out, and I'll double check under points exchange and benefits. Okay, I don't have 8 yet. Yeah, I need 55. And in terms of practical application, what does that do for you? Well, it does this. And you get a cool model viewer and spec shower, which I think is really cool. You can choose to hide or display it. So it's very attacky, it's very durable. But it has no mobility whatsoever, as you could see before. I don't have any BGMs unlocked other than that though. But yeah, no, it's got a great story mode slash story route. Its arcade mode is pretty in depth. There's a lot to do there. It's great. I highly recommend it. Definitely one of my favorites of the Gundam versus franchise. Other than that, that is going to have to be it for me today. But I will, of course, be back later in the week with both my Warframe Wednesday stream and my Storytime Saturday stream. So feel free to tune into those and enjoy those. And other than that, if you're just interested in me doing mecha stuff, I will be back next Monday at the same time, which is 12 Eastern Standard, or noon Eastern Standard, slash 10 o'clock-ish Pacific time. Alright, thanks for tuning in if you tuned in. If you didn't tune in, I hope you do sometime. If you're just watching it after the fact, that's fine too. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.